Thanks for watching the Council in Brief. I'm Susan Kenedy. We're here with the latest news of the Montgomery County Council. Up first this time, vaping in schools. It's a practice that's exploding with teens, and here in Montgomery County, officials are exploring ways to develop a plan to decrease use.
I was shocked and alarmed to hear about the rates of participation among our youth here in the county. I was shocked to hear about the incidences that our law enforcement officials are trying to manage and the complexities involved with that. And I was also shocked to hear about the incidents that we've had within our own schools.
In light of these facts, members of the Council's Education and Culture and Health and Human Services committees met to discuss the dangers of using these products and what the schools and county are doing to address this risky behavior.
Students are going to take risks. We can't stop them from taking risks, but what we can do is provide education so that they're taking healthy risks. You know, that they're trying out for the sports team or they're taking advantage of recreation department activities after school instead of taking risks of trying juuling or trying marijuana or binge drinking or things like that. So we're trying to steer them to taking the healthy risks.
We want to educate our children and our parents about the dangers of what vaping these nicotine products can do, but also we understand that kids are getting a lot of these new liquids online and aren't aware of what are in these liquids. Some of them can be laced with fentanyl as well as other kinds of drugs. It can kill them.
Data from the 2011-2018 National Youth Tobacco Survey found dramatic increases in the use of e-cigarettes and vaping devices. County Health Officer Travis Gale says typically when there is use and abuse of any substance, there are underlying factors.
On a county level, we have to continue to be committed to making sure that young people have resources to deal with the stressors of living and all that they encounter as teenagers and young adults, and that we continue to have a conversation about improving access to behavioral health and mental health services, that these types of things are happening within our community.
In other news, the council has appointed Casey Anderson to a second term as chair of the Montgomery County Planning Commission.
Mr. Casey Anderson is reappointed as chair of the Montgomery County Planning Board. Congratulations.
I think that the most underreported and least appreciated aspect of this job is the oversight of the Parks Department. And I've spent the last few years really working with the Parks Management to make sure the parks are relevant to the next 50 years and to the future of the county in every bit as much as they have been for the last 50 years. We have an award-winning park system, but if you're not getting better, then you're probably slipping. And so I think that I'm going to continue to really focus on making sure that we have great urban parks, that our athletic fields are in good shape, that we have plenty of opportunities for people to not only appreciate nature and to go out and get some exercise, but also to meet their neighbor. On the planning side, that's really about imagining the future of the entire county over the next generation.
And Partap Verma was chosen to fill the seat held by Republican Norman Dreyfus, who is wrapping up his second and final term.
In many ways, I kind of just accidentally got into it. I grew up in East County and then moved to Forest Glen. And at that time, there were so many things happening around the metro station.
In the last 5 years, we've had multiple charrettes where we gathered quite a bit of qualitative data that kind of describes why is Forest Glen one of the least used metro station. So I run the blog Finding Forest Glen, and I'm also...
And after writing a blog and then starting an advocacy group, getting involved in the county, you know, one of the beautiful things about Montgomery County is that if you want to get involved, there's a lot of resources to do so. And so kind of one thing led to another, and here I am. I
especially welcome Mr. Verma to his new position. Our county has changed, and we saw in the conversations about accessory dwelling units.
Well, one of the things I like to work on is affordable housing. I think that's a huge part of some of the challenges our county faces, but also making sure that we are encouraging communities to grow in the way we'd like to see the county grow, you know, and also focusing on pedestrian safety. These are the big passions of mine.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Council in Brief. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kenedy.